So, in the name and the grace of Yahuwah Bahasham Yahweh Mashiach, this video is going to be about Esther, okay? Esther was a virgin Jew who was she was just at first ordinary, normal person, and her cousin took care of her. His name was Mordecai. Now, the first queen of the place that they were living in, the city, maybe Jerusalem or maybe Israel, those could be the same, so please excuse me. But the queen rebelled, and so because she rebelled, um, the king needed a replacement. Esther was taken and spent a year of preparation and spent the night with the king. He fell for her and made her queen. Now, the king had like a right man hand or right hand man. Yeah, right hand man. And his name was Hammon. He was entitled. Sometimes we have friends who are so close to us that everything that we have, they feel like they should have it too, but that's not what it is. Like, no, I get all this by myself because I worked here or I was inherited with this, and I will share with you, but don't ever think that it's supposed to just be given to you because of how close you are to me. And that's what that relationship was about. And so, um, Mordecai knew that Haman he just was doing too much. He wanted all the Jews to bow down to him, and Mordecai was not having it. He was like, you're not my God, and I don't even see the king, so I'm not bowing down to nothing. So, not knowing what Haman was doing and who he was messing with, Haman ordered king to issue out this decree of um, an execution for all the Jews, and Mordecai was mortified. So Mordecai told Esther, like, since you're the queen, like, you gotta do something, sis, because we're all about to die, including you, because you're a Jew. Don't forget where you come from. And so Esther was like, I don't know about all this. I haven't even talked to him. He was like, listen, you better do what you gotta do, because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, God will raise up another one to do your job. So get to stepping. She was like, okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We are going to fast and pray for 3 days. So everybody, pray. We're gonna pray and fast. Don't eat nothing. Don't drink nothing. We're gonna just make sure that this happens, right? Cool. So, um, Esther had ordered, well, she didn't order, but she came to the king and asked him, King, if it pleases you, may I ask a request of you? He was like, sweetheart, anything you want, even up to half my kingdom. What do you want, sugar boo boo? And she was like, well, come to my banquet. Come have dinner with me. So they did. The first night they did. And she made no, I think she had cold feet, so she didn't ask. But she asked him another time to do it again. And in that time, she revealed to him that Haman had sent out a request for all the Jews to be executed. And not only that, what they didn't know was that Haman had built a 10-foot pole. Okay, it was a 10-foot long impaler for Mordecai himself. And once the king found out his treachery, you know, he was being so treacherous, the king was like, so what should we do with this guy Hammond? And the officers, the officials were like, I don't know if you know this, but he built a 10-foot impaler for Mordecai. And he was like, oh, really? Really? Okay. Put him on it. Put Haman on the 10-foot impaler. And they did. So, I think they killed the rest of his children. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. But sometimes that just happens in the Bible, so nobody will come back for you. But, yep. So after that happened, so when a king back in the day, when he sends out a decree, he like puts a wax stamp on it, which means he can't undo what he just sent out. So it was still to come. Excuse you. So it was still to come, but through the grace of God, He blessed the Jews to put up a real good fight, and He told the queen like, through the grace of God, you know, you guys are good. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to talk about how God has blessed Esther from rags to riches. Because if you think about it, if the king is saying, "Oh, up to half of my kingdom," she she's so humble, first of all, right? But that's not what she wanted. She just wanted to make sure her people were straight. So that's basically what happened. Like, she went from an ordinary girl, a virgin who was taken care of by her cousin, and then now she's a queen and she has say so. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because a lot of us are in situations where we look at everybody else surpass us or doing better than us, and we feel down and out, or at least I do. And sometimes I question God and I ask him, like, why, if you know that I'm the one who's down for you the most, I try to live good by you and do everything I can, and everybody else is just doing better than me. They don't care about other people. They're wicked. They use people. They're really dark on the inside, and you just allow them to prosper. And he's always like, well, they're not you. Number one. Number two, you have no idea what I have in store for you. Number three, you need to mind your own business and stay in your lane. Number four, know that once you wait your turn will come. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we have to learn. Like, we have to learn to stay in our lane. um, we have to learn that this too shall pass, and that our time is going to come. Once we know those things, like, we understand, like, okay, we start applauding those people. Now, just because you see people prospering and you feel bad, that doesn't mean that you're hating on them in any way, shape, or form. It's just like, what about me? I don't care who prospers. Thank God that they're prospering, but why am I where I'm at? You feel me? Like, that's where I'm at. And who was like, you just gotta wait your turn, bro. You gotta wait your turn. And one thing that you was putting into my spirit is, we once had 15 animals and a double wide mobile home. And the pit bull that we have, her name is Jasmine, and she was the OG. So first LA, then Jasmine, and then everybody else came. Everybody else came. Cats were born into the house. I picked up Two Face after street, and then we eventually just had like 11 animals. So we'd feed every single one of them, right? Now, what May May did, because she's like my sister. She would literally let everybody eat. I'm telling you, that's 14 other people or animals, whatever you want to call it, eating, enjoying their food, because we always used to add seasonings and make it delicious for them. And Jasmine knew that, and she kind of would just like go in the back, lay down, watch all of them eat, and then once they all ate, she would eat out of every single one of their bowls. So she had her feel, but she was so humble, so loving, so patient, and knew her worth, that she let everybody eat, and then she ate what they ate. She ate what was left, and she was fine with that. That is a prime example. If a dog can do that, we have to learn to do it too. Because Jasmine knew there was going to be left for her. She knew that they needed to eat. And she was so humble. She was like the mother. The cats would jump on her, and the dogs would like pull her skin like this, go like this. And she didn't care. She was so gentle. She never, I haven't ever seen her attack anybody in our house. Now, I got bit by her, but that's because I was fighting. But that's a different story from a different day. But yeah, learn to be humble and wait your turn, y'all, because it will come. Her time always came. And we even fixed more for her if that's what she wanted. You know what I'm saying? So you may get what's left and a lot more. So just wait your turn. I love you guys so much. Our next person is Joseph. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to knock that out too. Okay? I love you guys so much. Stay tuned.